What's going on, everyone? iLootGames here, back with another video. And this is actually another episode of my weekly update podcast where we go over things such as leaks that just came out, things that we see coming for season 6, and more. Oh, and of course, the console aim assist debate, as you guys love to hear about. This episode is with my co-host, guest, BackOffMyJankz. If you've never heard of him, all the links are down in the description for his social media. Go shoot him a follow. He's an awesome guy, and he has over 500,000 subscribers on YouTube, so I'm sure you've heard of him. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it, and I hope you enjoy the podcast. So, my guest co-host for this week is BackOffMyJankz. And we're going to be covering some topics. So we have a live chat going on Twitch. So we'll be answering your questions at the end of the stream. But if you have any questions, you can leave them in chat and we'll try to cover them at the end. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us about you. I mean, most people probably know you since you're a huge YouTuber, but go ahead and give us the rundown and how you usually answer that question when you get it all the time, I'm sure.
Man, I'm just a dude that plays video games, honestly. I just make YouTube videos. Nothing real special about it. I play Apex Legends. I play on console. I've been bouncing back and forth on console and PC, I guess, but mainly console. Controller guy.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's about it, really.
And you're part of the SOAR group, right?
I am, yeah.
So you want to tell us, how did you get into SOAR? Because we always have that question. We've already had Kobe on, and Kobe was actually our first guest, and he was telling us about SOAR and everything. So he told us how he got into the group. How did you join up with SOAR?
They just asked me.
Who was it that brought you on? Who was it that was looking for you?
Well, it was like the management over there and Kobe.
And Kobe
had this vision of like, because SOAR has always been like a stepping stone to a bigger org. Mm-hmm. He had this vision of being like the blow up with SOAR, where they take it to the next step on their end, and we were kind of gonna be at the forefront of that. You know, like if we join and they happen to blow up with us, then we're kind of like at the forefront of it. So Kobe invited me, Touche, and Finicky at the same time. The three of us joined.
Oh, nice.
And that's really it.
And then did you always do Apex content, or is this?
Oh man, I started with Call of Duty.
Okay.
Like a long time ago. I did Call of Duty for a long time, and I never seen success in it. And then I started playing Overwatch. And that's where my channel started to grow, was Overwatch, actually.
Really?
Yeah. And then shortly after Overwatch, I moved over to Call of Duty Black Ops. What was the one with Blackout? Which Call? I never remember them. Which was the one with Blackout?
I don't either. I honestly don't know.
Whichever one had Blackout. I moved to that Call of Duty, and then I mean, I just focused on Blackout mainly. I did some sniping over there in multiplayer, but yeah, I made a bunch of Call of Duty videos, and then they just surprise dropped Apex. And day one, I just moved to Apex and played that. And here we are today, addicted.
And so would you say that Apex has given you the most growth, or no?
Yeah, definitely the most. Definitely the most. When I started doing Apex, I think I had like 160,000 subscribers.
Oh, wow. So you've grown like quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, from that to
over 500,000. That's insane.
Yeah, Apex has been a blessing, to say the
least. What is it like when you look back and did you ever expect to be at 500,000? And then like, how much are you averaging per day on videos?
Well, right now they're significantly lower. I mean, I never thought that I would ever hit 500,000, to be honest. Like especially at how fast it happened. Like with Apex, it happened what felt like overnight, really. Mm-hmm. Like just today, I was playing Apex on my other account, an old account that I used to play Overwatch on, and I had my messages turned on that account, and it was like a message back in February of 2020. So just, a few months ago, and somebody messaged, they're like, is this Jankz with 300,000 on YouTube? I literally read that today, and I'm crazy. Like, man, that was February. Like, the growth just happened overnight. It was, it's crazy.
And I think for a lot of people, that big growth comes at the beginning of all the new seasons when all that content comes out. What are you feeling right now with the lack of content? Up until, this trailer was released and the teaser started to come, we had a pretty dry season, it feels like.
Dude, super dry. Well, I mean, it hurts me.
Yeah.
It hurts me so much. Like the average player, the casual player, they just don't play the game. They just play something else. And then when there's an update, they play it again, right? But for me, I have to keep playing. I went from uploading every single day to I've been uploading every 2 days for the last couple weeks.
Really?
Every 2 days I upload a video. I can't even upload every day. I mean, I could, but I mean, when I upload a video, I don't like to just upload a gameplay. Like if it was just a matter of uploading a gameplay, I would just hop on, fry, and just upload a game. But with my videos, I like there to be a story behind it, like some sort of like another meaning to it, you know, like I'm trying to specifically use this gun or do this challenge or do, you know, like there's something behind it. It's not just a gameplay. And like right now, you just can't do it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of creators have been complaining about it, and it's so tough to come up with new content. We don't have new characters, we don't have new POIs, nothing coming to the game. It's definitely a pain in the ass, but we did get the trailer recently. What are your thoughts on the new character that we're going to be getting, and the fact that we're probably not going to get a new map?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't really care too much if there's a new map or not. I was, you know, hearing that there might not be a new map, that one kind of bothers me because at the end of the quest line, they really hinted to there being a new map.
Yes.
You know, so it's kind of like a kick in the nuts. So it's like you kind of get excited, but then when you hear that it might not be a new map, you're also like, what is going on? So I don't know. I'm kind of like 50-50 on that. I'm more so upset that they hinted towards it and that, you know, it might not be coming. But regardless, I don't really care too much. If they just make some map changes to World's Edge, bring up some LTMs, I mean, I'm cool with the maps we have, to be honest. But
I think part of the issue that I'm having with the way that they're bringing content forward is that most of the content that we've been getting recently is like recycled LTM that's slightly changed and a bunch of skins for sale. Like the giant sales, but not much to go with that, you know?
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. The recycled LTMs, that one kind of bothers me. I just want LTMs in general. We haven't gotten an LTM this season. We had Armed and Dangerous at the very beginning.
At the very beginning, yeah.
That was it.
Yep.
So in the last, how long are seasons? Seasons are like 2.5 months, damn near 3 months long.
Yeah.
Like we're going on 2 months without an LTM at all, and now we're finally getting an LTM, and it's just a recycled. It's literally the same LTM. It's ring closing faster, but with Evo shields. It's like Evo shields are a part of the game. That shouldn't be a specific LTM anymore. It's like it's part of the game. It's like saying it's fast moving ring with flat lines on the ground. It's like, yeah, I mean, they're all on the ground.
And do you get this same kind of pushback if you say like anything negative about the game? People push back and they're like, "Well, you got to be easy on the devs. It's COVID time and all that."
You know, yes and no. I actually made a video like last week or something where I basically the entire video was just me talking about changes that I want to see, and then so here's the thing. I made a tweet like back last month. And I went over the tweet. I basically said, if you could change one thing about Apex, what would it be? And I went through that tweet. I took a bunch of comments from other content creators and other people that just commented on it, and I made a video on it. So it was like a constructive video where we kind of just openly talked about things that we want to change. And I made a whole video on it. I never got any backlash. I mean, there was a bunch of dislikes on the video, but I think those are just people that, I don't know. It is what it is. You get that with YouTube. But, you know, there wasn't really much backlash behind it at all. I mean, it's constructive criticism. If you're just openly talking about changes, like people that think like, oh, you can't complain about the game. It's like, it's not complaining. It's something that we got to talk about because we're involved with this game. Like it's our livelihood. It's what we love to do. It's our job. You know? So we have to do. It's like the streamer mode thing. Like the second I say streamer mode, oh my God, bro, the floodgates open. You get the ninja treatment. It's like you're getting whipped, bro. Like streamer mode, you're not allowed to have that. It's a problem.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, I was playing on my other account earlier today where I saw that message. That's the reason I was playing on that other account is because I can't play on my main account anymore because it's fucking brutal.
Yeah.
Stream sniped like crazy.
And are you playing mostly on console or are you playing on PC right now?
Mostly on console.
Mostly on console. Okay.
I want to when cross-platform comes out, I'll probably make the switch, but
yeah,
mostly console.
Yeah, see, the thing that I'm seeing a lot is that, like, if I think a lot of it has to do with that, what is that platform where they had the review of Respawn by one of the employees where they said they were overworked and all that. So now, like, anytime I say anything about the game that's negative, then people will always reply with that and say, look they're stressed out, they're overworked and stuff, even though the other Respawn devs who are very vocal have come out and said, that's not true. We have a great work environment. We're not overworked, blah, blah, blah. Yes, it's harder in COVID. So while you have someone who is saying this in the work environment and you shouldn't disqualify what they say, the bottom line is that the main vocal people are saying that's not the case. But on top of that, if you want to complain about a situation, like if I want to complain that I can't go to the beach, I can complain about it and be upset about it. It doesn't mean that it's anyone's fault. Like it's just you're just voicing your opinion on something or frustrations on something. You know, it's not really like putting blame on someone.
Absolutely. And I mean, the COVID thing too, that one gets me as well. Cause like when I tweet stuff out, well, here's the thing. I'm not really negative towards the game. Like very rarely, usually the streamer mode thing, but you know, when you hear the COVID thing, it's like, I can understand that. Totally. I get that. They're working from home and all that shit, right? It's like, you definitely have an excuse for that. But at the same time, it's been like this since the game came out. That's what people are excusing it as if this is the first time that it's happening. Ooh, we're not getting any LTMs or no changes. It's like, no, since the game came out, they release a new season, you get a bulk drop of content, and then you get nothing for the rest of the season. You get, usually what happens is we get the, what do they call the events? The legend specific events. I forget what they call them.
Town takeovers.
Town takeovers. We'll get a town takeover, usually right in the middle.
Yeah.
But the town takeover is just, here's an heirloom, here's a bunch of skins, usually an LTM.
Right.
Which is cool, but I mean, flip-flop the meta a little bit. Dude, you know, buff the flatline for no reason. Just switch it up. Just do something different, you know? Just like, you know, why not? Like you could even do it once a month, 6 weeks.
I would love to see the meta change up more often. I would also love to see the guns buffed, because it gets boring when the meta is always 99 Wraith, you know? It's always that same thing. Like, change it up. I know people get frustrated in the pro scene when the changes are too much, but at the same time, they don't make up the majority of the players, you know? So while they get frustrated at having to adapt to something new, it's really refreshing for everyone else who's playing the game.
I mean, the pro scene is 0.00001% of this game. Like that, bro, bring back disruptor rounds for
I wish.
Just out of nowhere, just drop them in.
Yes, I wish they would have never.
Maybe exactly. Maybe not as drastic as how they were, but just drop them in. Why not?
Dude, I've been saying that for so long. Just bring them back, nerf them a little bit. It's nice to finally have a different in-game gun. Like, why does it always have to be the 301 or R99? Give us something different, but especially with how common that gun is.
Dude, you get to end game every single match you play. You get to end game, hit a body, guaranteed. 99.9% of the time, you're finding a 99 in that body. Like, to me, that's an issue. You get to the end game, you shouldn't find the exact same gun that everybody's using.
Yeah,
switch it up. And it makes it easier for us too to make videos, right? Like the second you can make a dozen small changes. That's a dozen videos for us to make and promote their game.
Right. That's the thing that people don't realize, is that it's all promoting their game, and they don't have creator codes to support creators. They don't have additional ways to keep creators going. And I know a lot of people don't understand that. They're like, well, you're making money off of them. Well, yeah, but they are also being promoted by us. You know, that's the thing. It's like
it goes hand in hand.
It goes hand in hand. You have to work together. It's synergy there. And sometimes it feels like they just kind of forget about everyone except for maybe some of the top streamers, and they're like, here you go. We'll give you a handout. We'll come to your channel and gift you 1,000 subs so you shut up about us for a little bit. You know, it's like there's better ways to handle things than just trying to keep some people quiet. We got to change this game up and keep it more exciting. And I understand it's difficult. I can't imagine what it's like to have a player base who's so addicted to change and addicted to content, you know? I've never experienced this in a game where I've wanted updates all the time, where I got bored of an update after like a week. So I understand it's very difficult, but I've also never spent over $1,000 on a game.
Dude, I'm with you on that. I bought every heirloom.
Yeah, I have every heirloom.
New a town takeover will come out. That's the first thing I'm doing. I'm scooping the heirloom.
Right.
Granted, I make a video on it, so it's like it's a little bit different because I get reimbursed for that. But still, there's no other game that's done that to me.
Right.
There's no other game. I've never spent that much money on a video game before.
Dude, I would get mad at having dropped $60 on Call of Duty. I'm like, that's a waste of money. Are you kidding me? But at the same time, I'm over here dropping $1,000 on Apex over time, of course, not all at once, but over time, I'm just like, dude, it's insane. So I understand, like, if you have that much money invested in a game, a free game on top of that, then you have a right to complain about stuff. So I get it. I get why a lot of people get pissed off. And dude, I love the game though. Like, don't get us wrong, chat. We love the game. We want the game to keep on growing and getting bigger and continuing to expand. And speaking of doing that, the crossplay is coming. What do you think as a controller player and as a console player? What do you think about crossplay?
Dude, honestly, I don't look at it as like a controller crossplay, mouse and keyboard. I don't look at it that. But I look at it as they're releasing this thing on Steam.
Thank
the
God.
amount of new players that are gonna come play this game, I don't care if you're playing on a controller or a mouse and keyboard. All I care about is that there's going to be millions of more eyeballs on this game that may not have touched the game before. Like, how many people use Steam?
Oh, everyone. But I have a question for you there, though. Do you think that just because it wasn't on Steam that people didn't touch it?
I mean, definitely.
Really?
Think about how many people that didn't know or had bothered playing it.
I just see, I've heard that brought up before, and I'm just like, I don't know if that really is something that would stop someone from playing the game, because like I downloaded a bunch of dumb Epic games so I could play Rogue Company and all these other ones so I can play Fall Guys and Minecraft. I don't know any of these launching systems. I hate Origin. Origin really sucks. I'm a Steam guy. I understand the love for Steam, but for me, that wasn't enough to stop me from getting the game. So I don't know if I 100% agree with you there, but I do agree that it's going to push it in front of a ton of new eyes, especially because Steam will campaign it. And I'm sure they get a percent when you buy like CD keys or excuse me, not keys, like Apex coins or something through their platform.
I mean,
so I'm sure
they're legend specific games.
They'll
probably do that too, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. So Steam is definitely going to push it. So I definitely agree with you there that that's going to be like a big push that would be great. I'm just afraid that it's not going to bring the big player base that some people may be expecting, you know?
Oh, well, I mean, it's not like there's a small player base. There's like on PC, I think
on
it's
PC.
The exception.
Yeah.
The exception.
Yeah.
But you know why that is though. The
Why?
reason for that is because Apex it's not a good solo game. It's not a good solo casual game. Like if I was a solo player, right? Like I haven't played Apex solo. I have not played a solo game of Apex Legends in months.
Oh, you're lucky.
I will not play this game if I don't have any friends on.
Oh,
Video or not, doesn't matter. I will not play. So it's like if I won't, and I would say I'm above average player for sure. Why would a casual player ever do that?
Yeah.
That's why it's not as big on PC. Because like there's no reason for why there's a million other choices for people to play.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
all they need to do, if they do something big this season where maybe they release solos as an LTM just for fun, or they do a bigger story mode. Like I'm sure you heard about all this. I mean, you're in the scene of leaks and like the backstory stuff, but I heard, I don't know how true this is, that the whole new map thing, they're not releasing it as a PV, like the battle royale map, but it's going to be introduced as like the quests, the storylines, stuff like that.
Okay,
I don't know if I was just like I'm just pulling that out of my ass or not, but that's how I understood it. So like if they did like the quests, how they did, I forget what they were called. What do they call them? The wetlands or something.
I don't even know what you're talking about now. Now I'm confused.
However, they did the quest line like last
oh yeah.
Season. That's like the new quest line for next season is apparently going to be on this new map or something.
So that's what you're speculating? Is that what you're saying? Or you saw someone talking about that, right?
Yeah. So like if they do that and they build like a bigger storyline behind it, it's like it's not just a 10-minute mission. They actually have like a story mode to the game. That would bring a lot of solo players too.
Yeah.
They'll like it for sure.
Yeah. I know that they had at one point been like, okay, we're going to make a campaign mode. We're going to go PvE. We're going to add that to the game. And they didn't like how it played out, so they scrapped it. And now the quests are, really? So the quests now are sort of the replacement for that. And of course, we're getting some PvE code in with that. I'm not sure about To be honest, I don't have any info where I can say for sure about the quests being on a different map now. I did suggest that. I do think that's a great idea to give us something to really escape from the same map over and over. Um, I have no idea. I understand what you're saying though, and
Yeah,
if it
I'm
is
pretty sure.
introduced like that, that'd be cool.
I'm pretty sure it was my friend Chicken that told me that. I'm not sure if he saw that somewhere, but I remember him saying that.
I
But yeah,
have seen
anyways,
someone talk about that, but these people speculate a lot, and it's hard to trust anything you see online.
yeah. But yeah, anyways, the point is I got kind of rambly there. They just need to find a way to bring the casual audience, the solo players enjoyment to the game to build a bigger player base.
Yeah,
That's what they need to do. Like duos is a good touch because at least with duos as a solo player, you're better off 1v2ing than 1v3ing if,
yeah.
worst comes to worst. But whatever they do, man, they got to do something to bring the casual player base in.
Well, in duos on PC, the lobbies don't even fill up. Like if I went into it, I can't do
Really?
duos. At least in I'm playing on the West Coast. I would imagine that would have to be a pretty good location to be playing. I cannot stream duos because the queue time is probably like 15 minutes. It's like playing a ranked predator game. It's worse, actually, worse. And
That's ridiculous.
yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of people in the UK for whatever reason be able to queue up with duos really fast, and streamers that are in the UK. I can't do it here. It's like impossible. So the duo mode is definitely a problem. The other question I had though is when we get crossplay, we've had this brought up. I had Nicewig on and Kobe, controller players, and
Yeah,
we've
yeah.
talked about this. What happens with the aim assist? How do you balance the benefits of being on a computer versus the benefits of being with the controller? How do you balance this and what do you think about aim assist?
I'm just gonna say right now, bro. The PC players that complain about aim assist with controller players on PC, they have
Mhm.
no idea what it's like to run into a little bot burger on console, 70 FOV. Bro, I'm telling you, you're gonna run into a little bot burger. You're gonna run into a building. The man's gonna have an EVA 8 purple bolt on that thing. You're gonna get 70 FOV'd on 2-2
70
sensitivity,
FOV.
bro. 2-2 sensitivity, and he will not miss. I'm telling you, you will get two tapped. they they are going to get frustrated. As somebody that plays
Yeah.
on both PC and on console, bro, I'm
Mhm.
telling you, the aim assist is like night and day. Night
Yeah.
and day.
Yeah. So that's why I released that code that showed that aim assist is stronger on console. It's a zero point 0.6 strength. So if we're rating aim assist strength from 1 to 0, 1 being pretty much an aimbot, it's set to 0.6 on console and it's set to 0.4 on PC.
Yeah, man. I saw so many people just over the last few months complaining about aim assist left, right, and center, and so many people are like, it's not even that strong on console. It's like
Yeah, which is crazy.
comparatively, it really is. It
Yeah.
really is. Like,
So
yeah, they're
then in
gonna.
your opinion, do they need to lower it then?
I don't
If
know. Like,
for at least
like here's.
crossplay lobbies?
I mean, I don't know. Like, think about the difference in quality of gaming. Like,
Right.
you have more frames. Like a mouse and keyboard player. I don't know.
It's a weird
Yeah,
one, huh?
they're probably gonna have to dial it back. I don't know how they
Yeah.
would. Is it server side? Like, or is it like how would you dial it back mid game to a person playing on console? Is
They
that
would
the
have
same?
to like completely reset it. It would be server side though, I think. Currently the way it works is that when you plug a controller into PC, it automatically detects the controller, then detects the platform.
Right.
It rewrites the 0.6 because you automatically get applied 0.6 and that's rewritten to 0.4 on the PC. So I'm sure they can do the same when it comes to these lobbies. I don't know 100% if it's server side, but it doesn't matter because we get client updates either way. Uh,
Right.
but so that's interesting because we always have this the 70 FOV thing's got me. We always have this debate about aim assist. And what are your thoughts then for people who complain about, especially, I mean, it's really only pros, right? Who complain about aim assist in tournament?
I mean, I don't think they should, honestly. Here's the thing, man. They both have benefits and they both have cons, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got pros and cons to both of them. You play to your advantage, and like Team Aim Assist just won not this last one, but the one before, right?
Yes, it
Not
did.
last one, but the one before. Like when they win, there were so many people saying that like, oh, they just want controller team, aim assist, yada yada yada. It's like there's more game sense and game knowledge, awareness, all that comes into play. The decision making that you have to take to even get to end game to win.
Yeah.
Like there's so much skill in that. At the highest level, it's more about your brain than the actual input. You know what I mean? I know a lot of pro players, like they'll be like, oh, well, aim assist does the aiming for you. What kind of mechanics are you really running? Well, I mean, there is a lot of mechanics to it. Like, here's the thing. Like, if you, hypothetically, were to pick up a controller, and don't take any offense to this, but like if we 1v1, I'd shit on you.
Yeah.
You know? It's not like the aim assist is going to make it an even fight instantly.
Right.
It's like you would lose. But if I were to hop on a mouse and keyboard, you would beat me.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that we couldn't switch, practice for a month each, and then, obviously we would be better. I don't know. To me, input shouldn't matter. You know in your head what input you're using. You know what your advantages are. You know what you're bad at. It's like that 1v1 tournament that hosted a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like that tournament was bred for console players. Come on. Yeah. They started 2 feet away from each other. What do you think's gonna happen?
Right.
I feel like there's gonna be one clips tossed out left, right, and center.
Right.
So I don't know. I think you got to play to your advantage, and pro players know that. And that's why you got teams like TSM winning constantly. And even if they're not winning, they're still getting a top 3 placement.
Yeah, and it was interesting actually to see them switch over to controllers in one of the tournaments, and they actually did win that one where they played on controllers for the first time, where Abelelli and Imperial Hal, they both played on controllers.
I mean, it's not fair to say it like that, though. The first time.
No. I mean, that was the first tournament that they played in with controllers.
But you gotta correct that, because people are gonna take that the wrong way, implying that like that's the first time they picked up a controller. These guys been playing with a controller.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, Imperial Hal I think he said he has more experience on a controller than he does on a keyboard and mouse, more years. So he's very good on controller. I don't know about Aberlily. I don't know what his background is with controller, but obviously you can't just pick it up and play. There's no doubt about that. Exactly. But the reason that they did pick it up is because they felt that their play style would benefit from it. So
it does for sure.
Yeah, and so they were able to still win. They knew that, okay, I'm running an R99 every game. Let me get up, let me get the controller out, and he would act with Imperial Hal, because I was actually watching him. He would switch, he would loot with his keyboard and mouse, and then he would go back to the controller and fight with the controller and go, which is pretty crazy. A lot of people
awesome
didn't like that. It was really cool. I think that you're seeing like a hybrid way of playing. He's definitely taking advantage of things that he sees as a benefit. And
I think that's the way of the future. Like, look at Fortnite. The Fortnite guys are doing that now too. They're signing like bilingual inputs. Like they're pros with a keyboard and mouse and a controller. Like, dude, a perfect example is Calamity or Nicewig. Like, at the end of the day, it's all hand-eye coordination, regardless of the input that you have, right? Like a controller or a mouse and keyboard. Like, for me, I don't play mouse and keyboard. The hardest part for me isn't the mouse; it's the keyboard.
Right, it's the keys.
If I had somebody operating a keyboard for me, I can use a mouse. It's all hand-eye coordination. So, like, I think if you're just naturally good at something, like with a controller or mouse and keyboard, I think getting good at both of them, man, watching Hal, or even in the middle of a fight, right? Like it'd be like mid or late game, and there'll be a box in the open, and they'll use their mouse and keyboard to loot the box because they can move while looting. They'll put down the controller, loot real quick, and then they'll go back to controller. That's sick. I think that's so cool.
That I 100. Now that you say it like that, I 100% agree. Just seeing that someone's able to figure out a way to get a slight more advantage, to take the advantages of movement and looting with the mouse and keyboard, and then switch back for the aim assist. I mean, I think I agree with you. That's why that was one thing that when I did watch parties, I always, once he started doing that, I was like, I had to have him on the screen. And I pointed out, look, you can see his hands underneath the table. He's using the controller, and then he pops his hands back up. He's using the mouse and keyboard. And so,
it's cool to watch, man. It's that's what separates the best, or the pros from the best. I don't even know. That's what puts them a step ahead. Like they're playing to their advantage. It's cool to see.
And they look for every advantage that they can find, which is what you're supposed to do. And it's just like when they were running, TSM was running the Revenant setup where they would use the portal, and they would go in, they would ult with a drone and everything. That is an awesome thing, in my opinion, to see. It's people figuring out that small advantage in the game. They're looking for what's the most efficient thing, and that's what we're going to play. And so it's just like with the meta. That's how metas are figured out. And who knows, maybe using a keyboard and mouse and a controller will be the next meta. But and just like you said, Nicewig, he was really actually learning keyboard and mouse. He was asking for help with aim tutorials and all of that, and he got to Apex Predator.
Same thing with Calamity. The guy is just a natural. Like I said, man, the hardest part for a controller player is that keyboard.
Yeah,
like my fingers. I look like the guy from Scary Movie 2. You know, the grab my strong hand guy. That's what I look like trying to use the keyboard, man. It just doesn't work.
That's like I had like last week I played on controller for the first time just to show people, you know, how quick I could pick it up. And I have no experience with controller. And so when it's like showing hit the X button, in my head, I have no idea where the hell the X button is. And I have no idea what the trigger is. And they're like, but my aim is decent because it's like you said, you understand, you start to see, your brain just starts to understand what you're seeing on the screen compared to what you're hitting. But the location of the keys, my God, like there's so many.
It takes some time. What do you think about aim assist, being a mouse and keyboard player? You asked me, what about you?
Honestly, I understand its need. I have no problem with it. I don't like the downing of people because of the input they use. To me, I don't like the console players that are toxic to PC players. I don't like the PC players that are toxic to console players. I don't think that's how it should be. I think it's we have different inputs. The console players, it's just a different input. That's all it is. So we're all trying to play the same game. Yeah, we're playing the same game. We're trying to all come together and bring the community together. Let's do it in a fair way. Whether that's buffing aim assist or nerfing it, I have not really an opinion on it because I don't play against controller players. So I really don't know how crazy it is, but I don't think that watching everyone in the pro tournaments, I don't see a problem. I don't see something that's too overpowered.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you want to know the crazy thing? Like, I had this happen. This hasn't happened with Apex because I mean, I think the bigger my audience got, the less people really cared, which is nice because, you know, if I'm playing on console or I'm playing on PC, I'm still using a controller. But lots of people have a problem with that. Like, when I was just starting out, like if I were to move to PC at the beginning when I started Apex, I guarantee you I would have lost a huge portion of my audience.
Yeah.
Regardless of I'm still using a controller or not.
Yeah.
When you make that switch, it's like something clicks in their head, like, oh, you're playing on PC. Oh, I'm not gonna watch anymore. I can't.
You're not yet. Yeah,
you can't relate to it though. It's the same game, same input. If anything, it's better.
Yeah.
The quality is better. The lighting is better. The settings are better. Everything about it is better.
I think people don't seem to understand that a console is a computer.
Exactly.
It's just a cheaper computer. It's not. It's definitely not at the level of what you can achieve on PC, but it's a computer. So in the end, with the console wars, even when it's Xbox versus PS4, dude, it's just like I don't get it. Yeah, I just don't get it. I do sometimes feed into it with the whole master race and the PC thing, but in the end, it's all jokes. Yeah, it's dumb. In my opinion, it's dumb. So it's just something to make fun.
I did the same thing when the 1v1 tournament thing went on, and my Twitter feed was just blowing up.
Oh,
console player, controller, this, that, whatever. I'm like, use code Jankz, buy your stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Better. You damn right.
Control it, man. Yeah.
Like it's just a joke, you know. None of us really care. Speaking of though, Xbox and PS4, you get next gen or what? PS5?
No way. Like I grew up on PC. I know a lot of people aren't like that. They grew up with console systems. For me, I grew up gaming on PC, like Counter-Strike and everything like that. So, and I work on a PC all the time. A console for me, when I play on a console, I feel like I'm detaching from reality too much, you know?
Got you.
You know, like I have a VR headset, and when I get into that, I feel like, wow, I'm wasting my life right here. That's how I feel like when I'm on a console for whatever reason. I just feel like it's too, I don't know, too gamey almost. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to explain it. You know?
Bro, what do you think? What do you think about next gen with Apex? Like we're talking PlayStation 5, Xbox, whatever the hell. I don't even know what they're. I don't know why they didn't just call it Xbox 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
I know, it's so dumb.
I don't know where they're at, but next gen. What happens with cross-platform with that? Extra frames, same assist. Ooh.
Yeah, for me, all I see when I see a new PS4, a new Xbox, and they do like the walkthrough videos and stuff, I go, yeah, that's what my graphics card can do right now. Like,
Yes.
like I just feel like, okay, you're upgrading to a 2013 PC now as your next console. And then eventually you're going to be at an Xbox or a PS10, and that's going to have what my computer can do right now. So I get it. It's I don't know. I feel like a console is almost a ripoff. They're kind of like it's kind of like an iPhone. They're putting out something and then they go, okay, cool. Now throw that away. And here's a new one. Keep on coming. Keep on coming.
It's simple. It's simple. It's compact.
Yeah, it is very simple. Everything is there for you. It's convenient. I 100% agree with that. But just from the perspective of someone who's on a PC all the time, that's how I feel about consoles. I do have a PS4 Pro. I do have an Xbox, but they were donated. I don't actually play on them.
The door stops.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't even know what to use them for. Like, I stream everything to my TV. What do I need them? I don't know.
Man, I wonder how it's gonna work with crossplay. You got the PS4 and the Xbox right now. Are they gonna connect to next gen?
I just don't. Okay, so what you're saying is like, will a PS4 player be able to play it with a PS5 player?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the advantages of a PS4 player playing against a PC player would be the same difference with a PS4 and a PS5, right?
Same thing. Yeah. What's the difference?
So I don't think that there'd be any issue.
It's a weird time though. We haven't really had like last time when they went from PS3 to PS4, PS3 just got cut out. There was no cross-platform talk. There was no like this is like not just cross-platform. This is like cross-generation.
Yeah.
This is something that we haven't even seen. Like,
and it's definitely interesting because we're seeing all the new games come out and they're already cross-platform right off the bat. And now we have to deal with, okay, what do you do with these old generation consoles? Then are they going to be able to come into the game? So I completely understand with what you're saying. Unfortunately, I have no experience really understanding what that's like. I mean, I think my last console that I bought for myself, like when it came out, was probably like a Nintendo 64. So
that was a good console. That was a good console back in the day. Oh boy,
Crash Bandicoot, man.
That thing would never die. When in doubt, you just blow on the cartridge.
Yep. That thing, you could drop it in water. That thing.
Man, you put the game in, and sometimes it wouldn't work. You just have to like tilt the cartridge on one end or something.
Yeah.
Give it a little tilt. It was good. Like,
that's the last time I really cared about consoles, so it's definitely different for me. One of the things I wanted to ask you though, coming back to all the Apex stuff, is what do you think about the new character? Because people want us to talk about everything that's coming. So what do you think about the new character?
Honestly, I don't like to. Yeah, here's the thing. I don't like to get too excited or like speculate on anything because every single character they've released so far has been super underwhelming. And I know it's a little hypocritical because my favorite character is Octane, and he was a new character that was added. But like in terms of being useful, a part of the meta, and like anything like that, it's always been underwhelming. Like Loba, like she's never used ever.
Loba's horrible.
Never. Revenant now, I mean, he's a problem. But at the time when they first released him, he really wasn't.
He was so
super
bad,
underwhelming. But he was badass. He was the coolest character introduction by far.
Oh yeah.
Watson, she's incredible, but she's incredible for competitive.
Yep, that's
you know, not for like if I'm making a video, I'm not gonna play Watson in pubs. I'm not just gonna run around with Watson. You know, it's like you want to see me just post up in a building with my fences? Check out how good I am at placing fences. Woo! You know, I love playing Octane because he's super fast and like get in the shits and just take care of business. That's super fun to me. But every character so far has been very underwhelming. And you know, this character, one thing that I found kind of cool with this character that I don't know how many people caught it, but she kept saying Sheila. And I think like there was a lot of people like, what's Sheila? Who's Sheila? I think Sheila's her turret.
Yeah.
Am I wrong in thinking that?
No, it is. Yeah.
That was cool, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what that's gonna be, if that's her ultimate. It's just like you sit in a turret and just blast everything, or if it's like she had like a shield, right? Or if that shield is part of the turret. I don't know what to think about it, but it's a cool concept. You know, it's different from everything that we have.
So we can bring a little bit of data mining into this. So when it comes to her abilities that were leaked a long time ago, The
Yeah.
cover wall that we see in the video is called Amped Cover. And it says build cover with an upper barrier that blocks incoming shots, but boosts the damage of outgoing shots.
Oh, that's her ability or her alt?
I believe that would be like her Q. Or
Okay,
sorry,
so
not Q, tactical.
If that's her Q, or no, yeah, tactical, whatever. That seems strong, no?
Yeah, it seems pretty strong. But I mean, think of it like Gibby's bubble, right? It's similar to that. Yeah, it's similar to that.
You can't shoot through a Gibby bubble. Imagine sitting in a Gibby bubble frying people from the inside.
Okay, but you can't fast kill behind it.
What if?
Right? What if?
What if you Gib bubble just like the half that you're standing in? Oh no!
Oh my! No, because then you couldn't shoot out. I don't know.
About that.
There's a new. You just already came up with the ranked meta before it comes out.
Did you ever play? Did you ever play Overwatch?
No, but I've heard people telling me something from Overwatch that's similar.
Bro, back in the day, this is the first thing that it reminded me of. Back in the day, like OG Overwatch. If you guys played Overwatch like way back, you'll understand. Bastion was a character. He's a little robot guy, big beefy robot guy, actually, fat Pathfinder. You walk around and you're like RoboCop, blasting everything, right? And his ability was to go into turret form. And when he first released, he was in turret form and he had a shield in front of him, like a Gibraltar gun shield. Broken. That's what this reminds me of. Well, broken back then, it's gonna be broken now. It's gonna be fat Pathfinder. It's gonna be a problem.
Well, what about this? And so the other ability that was leaked is called Mounted Machine Gun. It's placed a mounted machine gun that anyone can use, high ammo capacity, and long reload time. It's weird, right? Anyone can use it. What's the benefit?
Sounds cool.
So, do you think that sounds cool? So, what do you think about that? If that's like an ultimate, what do you think?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of ways that you could pair it with somebody. I don't know if it would be meta defining or anything. The only way that I could see it being sort of meta defining is maybe if they implemented some sort of like, could you imagine this? Hear me out here. If they made a change to shields, so like lifelines, res, Gibraltar's bubble, down the road, we're going to have a bunch more legends. What if they added a mechanic where you did a certain amount of damage to a shield, that shield would pop. So like a Gibraltar bubble. So maybe down the road, could you imagine something where the turret could come in? It's like, oh, Gibraltar popped his bubble. Bye-bye, bubble.
Oh, okay. So you could damage it. Yeah.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be, I could see a use for that. I don't know if you ever really see a use the way it is. Like if somebody, it depends. It depends on the cover that you have. Like if you're just like a free shot, you're going to just die.
Yeah. Yeah.
Depends on the shield, I guess. I don't really know.
It seems the only worry I have about it is it seems really campy,
Yeah, I mean, basically every character that they've really. Well, no, that's a lie.
Yeah, Revenant's pretty offensive.
Yeah, he's very offensive. So is Crypto, and so is Octane. Really, basically everybody's offensive. Loba. I take it back. That was stupid.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I really don't. That's why I don't really speculate on stuff because it's hard to put two and two together without actually playing.
Yeah. And we'll have some gameplay stuff to talk about in about a week, so we'll be able to really get a taste of what she's going to be like. One of her other things that was leaked is called Gunner. It doesn't say if this is like a passive, but it says machine guns have increased magazine capacity and they reload faster. So imagine a Spitfire.
Like a passive.
Yeah, that would make sense, right? But it is attached to this character. It would definitely be more fitting for her, but you got to think that Rampart is someone who works on guns. She's like a gunsmith, So, I mean, especially if you have her ultimate being a machine gun, it would make sense that she can maybe modify guns. She reloads faster. But I get what you're saying with the reload faster, especially because she's supposed to be a soldier, Bangalore, so she can. I don't know. What do you think?
I guess it kind of makes sense. I don't know. That sounds like that could be. It depends on how fast it is. See, I'm under. Could you imagine if there was something that you could pick up that could give you something like that for every legend? I feel like that's something like even the barrel stabilizer or like. Could you imagine a gold extended mag? A gold extended mag that you get the benefits of a purple, but on top of that you have fast reload. Like, to me, it sounds like that should be an attachment thing. Because, like, think about the gold stave. Like, right now, the gold stave was supposed to get rid of muzzle flash, but I mean, they changed muzzle flash. It's
useless now.
Yeah, it's useless. So, like, even the gold stave, like, maybe they could do a suppressor instead. You put a gold stave on something, it's suppressed.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Because they could have more gold attachments. Maybe that could be a good way to get rid of hop-ups. Because I'm not a big fan of hop-ups.
Really? You don't like hop-ups? You think all the guns should come with the, like... Okay, I understand that. It definitely makes sense. I feel like they're almost like fillers for the loot pool.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't like RNG. I don't.
Really?
I don't like RNG. I like the whole looting aspect to find your loadout, but I don't like the RNG behind it. So, like, could you imagine if they got rid of that stuff? Just, like, get rid of hop-ups and instead add more good stuff to the loot pool.
So you think that the loot pool should be, like, heavier towards everything being level 3 items?
I am a heavy advocator. You should spawn with white armor. You should spawn with a P2020 or a beak or both. Hell, give them both. I don't really care. Get rid of them off the floor. You should never find a white armor on the floor. Your loot pool should be blue and better.
Okay.
I'm a huge advocate for that. 100%.
That's interesting.
But I don't know. To go back to that other thing though, it's like, it sounds like a good passive for her. It makes sense, but at the same time, it also kind of makes sense for it to be the extended mag for everybody.
Yeah.
How cool would it be to have that for everybody?
Oh, that would be awesome. I think, okay, so I do know that there is a buff coming eventually for LMGs. So Spitfire, yes. So I don't know when. I don't know if it's coming this season. But I know there is a buff coming eventually for them. Maybe this is going to tie into this season. It would make sense, you know, if she has some kind of ability that ties into increasing LMGs, well, then maybe everyone gets some kind of over the board buff with it. I don't know, but it's going to make LMGs much stronger. That's all I know.
That is scary.
Yeah.
That is scary because the LMGs as it is are very forgiving.
Yeah.
Very. Like, it's
noob friendly.
Very. It lowers the skill ceiling by a ton. You pick up a Spitfire, man. I never use it. I stopped. Like, I mean, do you remember? You played day one, right?
No, I did not play day one. Probably like mid season 1.
Did you? I don't know when they nerfed the Spitfire.
The Spitfire was very OP in season 1. I remember that.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
And I just made a video on the Spitfire a couple weeks ago, and I haven't used it in forever. I just stopped using it. I started using, meta guns because skill-based matchmaking and everything. You gotta keep up with everybody else because you're just gonna get poopied on. But
right.
I used the Spitfire for a game, and I could not imagine them buffing that thing.
Really?
I really couldn't. When was the last time you used it?
I don't. I hate that gun. I'd throw it down. Even if I get a gold one, I'll just throw it down for something else.
Oh my God.
Is it that good, huh?
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. I remember back in the day watching Diego. I'd watch Diego, and that's what he would run. Spitfire and Devos. Man, he loved them LMGs.
Uh-huh.
Ugh.
Well, I mean, if you have really good lock-on tracking, too, those things are dirty.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to imagine a buff to that. But it's a good thing, though. To me, I don't really care. Buff the shit out of it.
You got to imagine they're not used very much, right? So I bet they have statistics on that. Like, look, we see these guns are never used. That's why we're going to buff them. We're going to make it so that they're played.
I'm going to be real. The only thing I die to is EVA 8s when I run into buildings. Little butt burgers are sitting in corners and I get fried. And Spitfires. On God, that's all I die to.
Well, speaking of bot burgers, do you think that the PK should come back to normal game or no?
I mean, I don't know. I like them both. I like the Massive and the PK. I'm a huge bro. The way I like to play the game, I like using like the single fire weapons.
Really?
So the wingman, the longbow, the scout, the shotguns. Love the Mastiff. Love the Peacekeeper. I like them both equally. They're both really good.
Okay, what about the Devo then?
I hate it. I hate dying to it. I hate using it. I hate energy guns in general.
Really?
I hated the Havoc with a passion. I literally was ready to uninstall the game when the Havoc was so OP.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
when they nerfed it, bro, the first time, not when they did this last nerf where they gave it the increased recoil, the one before, when they gave it that nerf, they're like, oh, we're nerfing it, don't worry. I damn near shit my shorts. It's like, you nerfed this thing? What planet, bro? Come on.
Well, the new gun is the Volt SMG. That's an energy gun.
Yeah, but I'm biased because it's an SMG.
Right. It's going to be different. SMGs are amazing.
I'm excited. I'm actually gonna hop on a Titanfall. I downloaded Titanfall and I want to test out the Volt.
That's a good idea. I think that's a great thing to do. People would probably love to see that, actually. And
I was thinking about doing it on my second channel, but I haven't played it. I haven't used the Volt. I don't know what it's like, but I'm excited. It's good. If we're gonna have energy guns, it's good to have another energy gun. I was hoping that they were gonna add the Volt SMG energy gun, because like right now, all we have with the Devo being a care package weapon, we have the Havoc and the L-Star.
Right. And the L-Star is kind of strange.
L-Star is kind of strange.
What do you think? So I think before we get to guest questions, what do you think about any characters that you think need to... well, first off, you're an Octane main, so let me ask you, who do you think is the worst character in the game?
The worst?
Yeah.
Probably Octane.
Okay, thank you. All right, just want to make sure you're on. Just want to make sure you're on the planet with us still.
Yeah.
Who do you think's the best character?
Best in what sense, though? I would say probably Wraith.
Yeah. Okay.
In terms of like every aspect, balance, use, everything. Like she's good. Yeah.
She's so good. I agree. Okay, so that's exactly what I say. Wraith is by far the best character. Her small hitbox, her Q, just her abilities, how they come, are really good. You can nerf them all you want.
She's really good for the team.
Yeah, she's really good with the team.
She can self-sustain and she's useful to the team. Yeah.
Whereas Octane. So with Octane, do you think he needs a buff or do you think he needs a rework?
I saw your tweet about giving him another jump, bro. I almost lost my mind. I was laughing, bro. I'm like, I saw some of the replies to it. I was like, Christ, guys, come on.
What the reply is amazing.
Yes.
Like,
listen, if chat, if any of you guys replied to that shit and you were excited, woohoo, jump, stop. Octane's a free kill, man. If he hits his jump pad, that's a free kill. I'll laser an Octane out of the sky 10 times out of 10. He will not live. I don't know. The thing about Octane, for me, like, for most of my 1v1s, like, if I 1v1 almost anybody, with maybe the exception to, like, a Gibraltar with the gun shield and stuff, if you can stim, the stim strafe is crazy.
Yeah.
His 1v1 potential is so good. But from a team perspective, he is so god-awful bad.
Yeah.
There was I watched Candy Roo's video a while ago. This is a few weeks ago. And I think he told me in private too, but he had this really cool idea where he was like, what if you switched the stim and the jump pad? So the jump pad was the ability on a cooldown. Maybe give it like a 35-second cooldown, like pass grapple, which, by the way, needs to get lowered a little bit. And then the stim could be the ultimate, but the stim affects the entire team.
Oh, wow. That would be kind of cool.
Could you imagine just like a team of 3, and you're trying to, like, I don't really know if it's still kind of the same character, but at least you bring a benefit to the team. Like, imagine 3 people stimmed and strafing in a fight. Like, all right, we're pushing this fight. All 3 of you have a 12-second stim. Maybe not even that long. That's probably super strong, but even 8-second stim, and you just rush into a building and you try to fight. That would be crazy.
That's actually a really good idea. Wow, I've actually never thought of that. I mean,
That's the only thing that Octane has going for him is the stim. That's one thing that I always see Octane mains doing. That's why Octane's kind of a joke of a character, because they just kind of bounce around, and I don't know. People don't know how to play Octane. But if you learn how to stim while in a fight, yeah, you take a tiny little bit of damage, but I guarantee you, the dude that's trying to shoot you is going to miss half his clip on you. You will not get one clipped.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to where Wraith is very hard to hit when she's strafing, except for because her bottom movement just doesn't seem like everyone else's. But with Octane, the actual speed is different. And then, like, with the Bloodhound, when they're in their ult and they start strafing, it's really hard to hit that also, because you're just not used to that speed and that movement. So I 100% agree, and the devs actually said that 1v1 Octane actually does really well But when it comes to statistics, when he's on a team, that team is on the bottom of the list for winning because they have an Octane on their team.
You want to know what pissed me off? When they said we're giving you double jump and you get to change direction of where you double jump.
Oh, yeah. This is I think it was Kobe that said this.
Bro, you cannot change direction at all. At all. Yeah. There's no changing direction. Bro, when I heard that, I'm like, oh my God, the plays you can make with this.
Right.
It's going to be crazy. Like in pubs, of course, not in like a high level ranked environment, competitive or anything. But in pubs, I'm like, I'm going to style, kids. This is going to be crazy. Dude, it's so underwhelming. It's not even funny. Half the time, the double jump doesn't even work. If you double jump too early, you just kind of like flop. You just kind of like, you just get the audio cue, the double jump cue. You just don't go anywhere. Like, what is this?
Yeah, it just kind of gives like a slight little boost to the jump, but you really can't redirect it like they made it seem. They're like, you can completely redirect your momentum to an... No, you can't. It's definitely not as useful as they made it seem. It's a bit of a joke that they even did it. I mean, it's cool that they did something for Octane main because for whatever reason, Octane mains have like... Dude, the Octane has a huge fan base.
We're strong in numbers, bro.
Dude, there's so many
Octane mains. We bound together. Listen, we are the worst in the game, but like we are also the best. It's strength in numbers. Strength in numbers, baby.
Exactly. So you guys definitely, like, whenever I say anything about Octane in a video, there are so many replies that have to do with Octane. I get it. He's definitely fun. If you're a casual gamer and you're not trying to get to that top rank spot and you want to just have fun, oh man, he's by far the funnest legend. To be able to run quickly into a fight, loot quick, everything quick. I mean, we're already addicted to content like crazy, so it makes sense that we'd be addicted to faster character, right?
I think Pathfinder held that as funnest character. The things you could do with Pathfinder were that's
very true.
Yeah. But he's gone. He's off the scene.
Yeah,
he's just a fridge now.
Is there anyone that you think needs to be nerfed right now?
Nerfed? Caustic.
Revenant, Caustic. Okay.
The problem with Caustic, this is the thing, man. I've been saying, you could go back to my videos a year ago because they never changed Caustic. All they did was make it so your teammates can see through your gas.
Right.
That's it. That's all they did to him. But Caustic's always been annoying to play against. There's no counter to Caustic. There's nothing. I don't know if they're just kind of delaying until another legend comes out that might directly counter Caustic. But right now, there's no counter to Caustic. And Rev is fucked. Excuse my language. Rev,
do you think so?
They gotta change Rev 110%.
What do you think needs to be changed about Revenant?
His ultimate.
His ultimate in what way?
He can't come back with 100 health. He can't.
He doesn't come back.
I know that he came back with 1 health, and the reason that they changed that was because people would just put a gas trap or something on the totem. So when they got sent back, or if the totem was in storm, they would just instantly die, right? So it makes sense that you don't come back at 1 health, but something's got to be done. It's like, for example, hammer points don't affect the shadow guy. If you're in shadow form, hammer points don't work. Yeah. If you get EMP'd while in shadow form, you don't lose your shield. So you can't even EMP to stop them. I don't know. There's so many things that could change. Like EMP should affect the totem. If you EMP a totem, the totem should be gone. You shouldn't have 100 free health to just push a team aimlessly.
It's not 100, it's 50.
50?
Well, I mean, you come back with 50 health. You don't come back with 100 health.
Yeah, but you have the 100. Okay, I guess technically it's 50 free health because you do lose 50. Okay. Yeah. Technically speaking, it's that. But still, I don't know what they got to do to it, but something's got to be different because it's just not. It's not good. It's not good from the competitive side of the game. Competitive integrity, it's just completely out the window. And just from a fun standpoint, it's just not fun to play against. And
it is kind of fun to watch.
I mean, it's fun to watch if, one team is really doing it, but when every team is doing it, just give it some time, bro. Have you played on Tokyo servers?
No, but I hear that's where they really perfected that meta, right?
Last season they were doing it. They weren't even. It wasn't even this season. Last season, I was playing on console even. I was playing on console last season, and we would go to Tokyo servers, and every single team, Revenant, Caustic. That's all it was.
That's interesting.
It's so anti-fun, anti-skill, anti-everything. I don't know. The two of them need a nerf. The Caustic needs a counter.
Okay.
However you go about doing that, I don't know, but Caustic needs a counter. Because right now the only counter to Caustic is another Caustic. That's it.
Right. Yep. So what I would say to those arguments, because I think everyone said that I've had on, And I just trying to bring something else to the conversation here with that is that everyone complained about having a caustic on their team, and now they finally gave what everyone asked for. They're like, okay, you're mad because caustic slows you down. Also, okay, we're gonna make it so he doesn't slow you down. And now caustic's OP because of that.
People. Yeah, but that's the casual mindset.
Mhm.
Caustic's always been a problem. I've said it.
Yeah.
You can go back to my videos in 2019.
Mhm.
Like I've been saying this like forever ago that caustic was a problem. I remember when they introduced Watson. They introduced Watson and everybody was sitting in buildings with their Watson stuff all set up, right? I'm like, caustic counters Watson, guys. Everybody, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, what do you mean? Bro, you set a trap on the door, you shoot the trap, the gas goes through the door, destroys all the fences in the building. You walk in, like, there's no counter to caustic. You can't stop him. You play him aggressively. The thing is that people play him defensively, and it's annoying, but playing them aggressively is the problem.
Yeah,
when you have really good players like on the competitive scene or high rank scene or whatever, if you play caustic aggressively, you're literally invincible if you play them properly.
Yeah,
I
agree.
You have escape because of your gas. They can't push your gas. You have an escape. You can literally put yourself in your barrel, bro.
Yeah.
If you're in a shitty situation, you put yourself in a corner and you barrel yourself. You shoot the barrel. You barrel yourself, and they can't kill you.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
No, and then, so what I would say about the Revenant thing, also to bring up the Revenant thing, is that when Revenant first came out, going back with 1 health, it didn't technically make sense that you would push with 100 health and then you would go back and that 100 health would be gone and then you would have to sit there and heal. So it's basically like you're pushing with your health half each time. So like if I'm going to kill you, if you're a good player, yeah, push me with 100 health. Let me fight you with 100 each time. I'd way rather do that when you push me with 200 health. So it didn't make sense to go back with 1. And a lot of top players recognize that right away. They're like, this is dumb. The ult doesn't make sense. People who play tested it said, this is not what we play tested. This doesn't make sense. So I understand the buff, but I think when you tie it all into, they did everything at the same time. They gave him 2 of his tactical. They gave him the ability, infinite range. Yeah, they did everything all at once instead of bringing it a little more incremental. I think that, yeah, altogether, it definitely is OP, but I don't think that you should be sent back with 1 health. I think that was a big issue. Everything else, definitely. Yeah, that was horrible to me. I thought that was so dumb. It basically, every time I had a Revenant on my team, I'm like, don't put that down and go in the fight, because it just means you're going to get 1 clip because you have 100 health. And then I'm over here fighting by myself. I have to wait for you to heal and run back into the fight. It's pointless.
In my opinion, there's changes that they can make. Like you said earlier, TSM, they made the play where they will totem and they will portal at the same time. Hal will literally be portaling while in shadow form.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be able to do that. You shouldn't be able to use your abilities while in shadow form. What would make more sense is he puts the portal down. Like, think about this. If a team knows that you're portaling towards them, they hear the totem, right? Right now, the way it is, there's no counterplay because it happens so fast.
Yeah, it's very aggressive.
Whereas if you were to just not be able to use your abilities in shadow form, like imagine if you go shadow form and the portal just drops. You can't use your portal at all.
Right.
It's like, think about like when you get silenced or something. Like if you put a portal down and then you come back and then you take the totem and then you go through the portal, there's counterplay there.
Yeah, and there's a lot more warning.
Exactly. You shouldn't be able to use your abilities while in shadow form. Yeah. I think if they took away abilities, that balances the character very well.
And then maybe put the range back? Do you think they should put the range?
I mean, the infinite range it's annoying, but at the same time, there's a short duration. Like, you can't just travel across the map. Like, you can't just, like, could you imagine if the duration was longer? Like, you third party from salvage, hit the balloon, travel all the way to gauntlet.
That'd be insane.
That would be insane. But, I mean, the duration is short enough where I don't think the distance really matters that much.
Okay. All right. Let me...
It kind of works too, because if you get too far away from the totem, a team could be sitting on the totem, and when you get sent back, you get fried.
Yeah.
So you got to be mindful of that too. I don't mind the distance or anything.
Okay. Chat, do you guys have any questions for us before we end this? I want you guys to ask some questions. One of the things I saw is, what do you think about there just being changes to the new map instead of a brand new map? I know we kind of covered that, but in detail, are you okay with there just being the new POIs. Like we saw in the video, it looks like there's going to be like a rocket POI, probably a gun shop POI, and that's going to be the changes we get when it comes to. For me, let me just preface this with what I think about stuff like that is that playing the game over and over when it's the exact same thing that you see every time is difficult. Even if they added like dynamic weather or a night and day or something to mix it up to where I'm not looking at the same thing over and over, it'd be a lot easier for me to play it for long periods of times. But what do you think about not getting a new map and all that?
I mean, I I don't really care, to be honest. New content is new content. I'm just happy with anything. But I would be I not getting a new map and not like we don't know the story. Like we might still get a new map. Maybe they'll drop it mid split. We always have the split. Who knows? I don't know. You probably know more. You're probably holding back, data miner. But I mean, my thing is it's more of a kick in the nuts because you finish the storyline. The storyline clearly says you're going to Olympus.
Yeah.
We're getting a new map. And then the new season releases and you don't get a new map. That's gonna piss off a lot of people.
Yeah.
They gotta say if we don't get a new map, they gotta say something about it. Like it's coming somehow. They've got to tease it somehow, somewhere, some way, because you can't just say that. To me, it's more of a kick in the nuts that they teased it and you're not getting it, rather than just not getting it. If they didn't say anything about going to Olympus and not getting a new map, I wouldn't care. Give me some new POIs, change World's Edge. I'm cool.
Yeah. But, what about okay? So another thing is explain your name for people who don't understand what your.
I have no idea what my name is.
Okay, I don't know. There we go. There's your answer, guys.
I got my name given to me like a long time ago.
Okay.
Long time. PS2, PlayStation 2.
Nice. Back in the day.
Yeah, I played a game called. I probably people asking about my name. I saw on your Twitter, people were asking. I got my name. Somebody. I was playing a game called SOCOM, and in order to play competitively, you needed to verify your name with a credit card. My parents wouldn't give me their credit card, so my teammate gave me the name BackOffMyJankz, and I just kept that name forever. So
there you go. There you go, chat. What do you think? Would 3 maps in rotation be too much?
Yes.
So yeah, okay. So you think that they would have to get rid of one of the maps in if they brought Olympus on?
You know what they could do is they could do 2 maps in rotation and then have an LTM on the third.
Okay.
And do a rotation with that. That's in my opinion. My thing is you should always have an LTM. Always, no matter what.
I agree 100%, and I don't get why they don't do that.
Yeah, always. Even if it's old recycled LTMs, I don't care. You always should have an LTM. Yeah. So if they did a third map, you could have 2 maps in rotation for your normal casual games, and then let's say hypothetically they do release Olympus. Olympus would always be in rotation. The 2 that would be bounced back and forth through LTMs would be World's Edge and Kings Canyon.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you should 3 maps would be too much, I think.
And what do you which map do you prefer right now? Because I know a lot of people have issues with Kings Canyon. Do you have that same issue with Kings Canyon or no?
I like Kings Canyon for pubs. I like World's Edge for ranked.
Yeah. Okay.
But I haven't played ranked at all this season. The Caustic Revenant meta, I just not fun. I just don't even play ranked. So in terms of even pubs, honestly, people don't know this, but I only play Apex maybe once or twice a week.
Oh, really?
That's it. Once or twice a week. I try to film my videos depending on how many I get. Like I've only been filming enough for once every 2 days rather than every day. But even the maps right now, just the game itself has been really boring and stale for me.
Yeah.
I haven't been playing at all, really.
Yeah.
I see a lot of comments. People comment. They're like, "Oh, this guy just plays all day, every day. That's how he gets all these games." Yada yada yada. I'm like, there's a reason why you're watching me play with the same 2 people for a week straight. You think we really just played together for a week straight? Say all those games happened in one sitting. We played for 1 day.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I mean, and you don't stream very much either.
I haven't streamed since September of last year. I stopped streaming to focus on my YouTube.
Okay.
I'm like I'm kind of weird when it comes to YouTube. I'm really picky like with my videos and stuff. So like if I was streaming and I was playing and I was talking to chat in the middle of a game, I wouldn't upload that game.
Okay.
It would bother me. I feel like it takes away from the video.
Yeah.
So,
that makes sense.
I don't know. It's kind of it's probably a little bit different than most because almost everybody streams nowadays, but I really like to focus on YouTube.
No, I think that's healthy. I mean, it's definitely paid off for your channel. It shows that you put most of your focus on that.
Yeah, I
Your
think it makes the
channel
videos a
series.
little bit better, at least for me
Yeah.
personally.
No, I agree with you. I understand what you're saying for sure. Let's see. Anything else? Any other questions, chat? Are there any other games that you're
Chat,
liking right now? Come on, chat.
ones.
We need some questions. What other games are you liking right now?
I just played Ghost of Tsushima, 100%, completely finished it. Absolutely phenomenal. Game of the year, unless Cyberpunk comes out and blows everybody away, which it probably will. I've been playing a little bit of Rainbow Six Siege.
Okay.
Rogue Company.
Rogue Company, nice.
A little bit of Overwatch, but don't tell nobody because people will be like, "Oh, Jankz is going back to Overwatch." No, I just hopped on for a few games until I get annoyed and then I leave. Yeah, no. I mean, I've been playing a bunch of other little stuff. I've been playing a little bit of Minecraft. Basically, just killing time for season 6. Just kind of playing whatever. Rogue Company is a ton of fun though. I've been having a blast playing that.
Rogue Company is a lot of fun. I've been streaming it like every day.
Really good. They did so well on it. I saw a lot of people that are like, "Oh, it's just a big ripoff. They just ripped off 17 different games and made it into one." It's like, well, but it's a unique game. Yes,
right. Yeah.
It might have 17 touches of other games, but it's unique.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you on that. I think that's the same thing with Valorant, yeah, right? It's a copy of Overwatch and Counter-Strike. We get it. Counter-Strike brought on the 5v5 that's so big now. And what how are people supposed to change off of everything? There's always going to be a team versus a team.
Every single game it's like Fortnite. You think Fortnite is unique? Do you know what Fortnite is? Fortnite is PUBG and Minecraft. Like every game is a ripoff from another game. Every single one. There's nothing original.
Yeah.
It's impossible. Actually, Fall Guys is very original.
Oh my god.
I take it back.
Oh my god.
Fall Guys, very original. Very
fun. Okay, so you played Fall Guys. What do you think of it?
Yeah. You want to know, here's the thing. When I play Apex, I don't feel like I'm playing a game anymore because it turned into a job for me.
Right, yeah.
Like as much as I love the game, I would go as far to say my favorite game of all time. I would say it. But it doesn't feel like a game anymore.
It's not an escape, right? It's not an escape.
Dude, Fall Guys, I lose myself.
Right.
It's just laughing with the boys. Like I played it with Chicken the other day. And we were just laughing. Win or lose, it didn't matter. Oh, it was amazing. I play on Apex and I get killed and I get teabagged, clip put on Twitter, and I want to punch my monitor. Summit 1G the monitor.
Yes.
I lose my mind.
Dude,
like, oh my god, I get
the
it.
game is so frustrating.
Fall Guys? Oh man, all spectate the rest. Laugh my ass off the whole time.
Dude, I played it one time on stream so far, and I was so angry with the dumb Fall Guys. I know you're not saying that, but for me, it is infuriating.
Really?
Yes. It's so dumb. You're just like, jump over the ledge. Damn, come on, jump.
Like somehow, I don't know how they did it. Well, I know how they did it. I mean, the name of the game is literally you losing the game.
Yeah,
Like it's like you're not meant to win. Like
no,
it's built for you to lose.
Yeah,
and it's fun. There's no other game that's done that. Yeah, Fall Guys. It brings back like what gaming really is, and I haven't felt that in a long time. Even with Rogue Company, like really good game, really fun game, but it's frustrating because I mean it's a third-person shooter, so getting outplayed in a corny way that bothers me. Same way that Apex bothers me. Same way, basically any shooter nowadays. Really, I get my competitive side comes out, even though I don't show it in videos. Deep down, it hurts my soul.
Yeah.
But
it's nice to have something you can finally escape with, right? Something where you forget about what's going on. That's why I kind of like VR also, is because a lot of the VR stuff you kind of lose yourself, whereas everything on the PC, I feel like I'm sitting down and I'm just trying to perform my best because there's people that are watching, or it's going to be in a video or something like that,
Absolutely. No, I haven't done anything VR, but I could totally relate in the sense that you just lose yourself. I haven't had a game where I just lost myself in a long time.
Yeah.
That's why I think LTMs are so important for Apex.
Yeah, exactly. Me too.
Lose yourself in an LTM.
Yes. It's same with like the train mode. I love that one where you could just pop in and you could just play and not think about anything. Just you're not worried about if you're dying because you're just going to respawn and it's just keep on going.
They want to the Apex community. I mean, a huge portion of them are Titanfall fans, and they want a Titanfall 3, and I get that. But why not do an Apex version of Titanfall?
Yeah, yeah.
Scrap the Titans. The Titans were corny. Let's keep it real. The mechs, get them out of here.
Right.
Let's do like a 5v5 respawn Apex Legends mode in Skull Town. Give me it.
Yeah. Oh my God, the Skull Town stuff.
I'll spawn on the north. You spawn on the south, and let's just go ham. Respawn.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
So like, basically, a death match, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. Or even like the train. Same idea as the train, except the train doesn't move. It's just the king of the hill. The point will move. You got to capture the point. I don't know. Honestly, if I sat down with a dev, I could give them like a dozen LTM ideas. A dozen good ones like that.
Yeah.
I think that would be fire, wouldn't it?
Oh, dude. I love anything that's fast paced like that to escape from like the long looting time of Apex. Like to just be able to jump in and just fight.
Yeah, how perfect would this be? Think of Skull Town, right? You have the center, and then you've got 4 wings to cross. Right. You have 4 teams all spawn on each wing. That's your base.
Oh my God, that would be so
four-way
crazy.
Capture the flag, bro.
Oh fuck.
4-way capture the flag. Something like literally, I could go for days. This is there's so many things that I would love to see, but imagine that being an LTM or just basically any LTM really.
Yeah, I mean at this point, at this point, we just need any LTM in rotation. I think that's. Let's see. I think
that's you got better questions. Come on, chat.
Like we're trying to extend it here. Give us some questions, chat.
You got something. I know you do. Chats, dude. Listen, one individual in chat. Don't let them get to you. Okay? They're definitely not smarter than us. Sorry, chat, but you're not. But collectively, as a whole, you guys are geniuses. Way smarter than us. Work together, chat. Let's get like a combo question or something.
Yeah, a combo. Well, see, those kind of questions I think are too hard to answer. Like what is the ideal legend? That's hard to answer, man.
Yeah, there's way too much.
Yeah.
I would like to see Gibraltar with a grappling hook.
Yeah, this.
Imagine.
If you were to switch main games, what would it be? If you were to switch to another game and you had to rebuild your YouTube channel, or not, maybe not rebuild it, but switch your viewers all to a brand new game that's out right now, what would it be? If you had to pick.
Right now?
Right now. Apex is shut off. They're done.
Oh God, that's a good question. It would be a shooter. It would probably be Call of Duty. As much as I hate dying, bro, I can't stand dying in Warzone. Like, people don't see me angry. I don't get angry, but they would see me angry. It would probably be Warzone. Here's the thing: as a content creator, you got to go where the views are, which sucks to say, but when it's your job, you have to do it. That's why I made a second channel, because some days I don't want to do Apex.
Right.
Like I said, I don't play Apex at all anymore, really. Like I play it once a week. When the new season drops, that's going to change. I'll probably play it every single day again. But, like for me right now, I made a second channel where I just want to play whatever. And sometimes I want to upload whatever. Like I've only made one video on it so far, but some days, like today I played Rainbow Six Siege with my friends so far. We played Siege today. I don't know. I just want to play shooters. It's my favorite.
Right, yeah.
Shooters. I would probably, if I had to switch, if Overwatch 2 came out, I would probably go with that, just because it would be something different for a little bit. But ultimately, probably Call of Duty. What would you do? What would you do? I don't know your background. What's your background? Did you start with Apex?
Yeah, I started with Apex. Dude, I have no idea. There hasn't been a game that really caught me besides Apex. Maybe if I had, it's just nothing compares, like. And another thing for me is like I'm not a lifelong gamer. I played Counter-Strike until I was like, okay. So here's a weird background about me. I ran one of.
Chat, you see this is what happened. We're down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, you're going down the rabbit hole now, chat. I used to run one of the biggest Counter-Strike and FPS cheat websites on the net. Like, we're talking a network of millions of players. I sold cheats. Um, I was about 12 years old, developing cheats, making six figures, just going ham, just living life up like crazy, right? I didn't actually play games myself for the most part.
Business, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, the cheat selling scene is insane. There's so much money in it. Way more money than YouTube money for me now. And
exclusive? Are we getting an exclusive
this
right
is
now?
yeah, somewhat of an exclusive. So
this is an exclusive. Let's go.
Basically, when I turned like 18, I thought, okay, maybe I shouldn't be racking up hundreds of thousands of dollars with somewhat illicit sales. You know, it's like a very gray area. We saw people get sued for making World of Warcraft bots and all that stuff. So I was like, okay, I don't want to be one of those people. And so I just decided to like pretty much stop doing gaming stuff, and I just broke off and I started doing other things. And just recently, so like 10 years later, here I am with Apex after not even playing games really for a long time. And that's all. I fell in love with Apex. Otherwise, I would never have done any of this. I would never put this much effort into building a community. Nothing. It's because I love this game so much. I've never been in love with the game as much as I am now, to the point where I'm like, oh, you're a cheater. Fuck you. Get out of here. You know, like I'm completely on the other side now. I understand the devs. I talked to some of the devs. I understand, you know, what I was doing was obviously not good. I ruined the game for a lot of people. And that's why when I turned 18 and you got so much of a conscience, I was like, okay, I probably shouldn't do this anymore.
But you never got caught, though.
Never got caught in what sense?
Man, he got away. Let's go.
Well, I mean, I sold cheats. I developed cheats. My whole job was to like bypass anti-cheats.
Nice.
Riot Games actually.
Not really. You're pretty scummy for that, but like,
yeah,
you're on the good side now.
Yeah, well, Riot Games actually gave me access to Valorant so that I could test out their anti-cheat early when it first came out. They DM'd me. I spoke to one of their head developers. We were talking about it, and I broke down some of their anti-cheat stuff, and I was showing them, even though it doesn't matter, they still got wrecked by cheaters. But if I would love to work for an anti-cheat at this point, you know, it's not the same for me anymore. I understand the viewpoints of everyone else, but that's the weird side of me, is like, that's why I kind of data mine, because I like to push the limits. I like to break the game down a little bit. I like to, you know, do things a little bit out of exploits, you know, things I shouldn't do probably. But I don't want to ruin the game. You know, I don't want to be on the side of the cheaters anymore.
Listen, so that was really cool, though. That's a really cool backstory.
Yeah, it's definitely different. You know?
It's different than most. Like, most people, like, once they get a taste of that, like, think about it, man. Like, if you were 18 when you started doing that and you started making six figures, your mindset would have been completely different.
Yeah.
You may not be where you are today. You might still be developing cheats.
Yeah. Oh, and the people that I work with back then, they are all still making cheats, and they haven't been sued yet. It's just a matter of time. They'll get sued eventually by the developers. It's not illegal, but you're definitely breaking terms of service and stuff like that, where they could come at you in that sense. And, you know, I had inklings of Valve starting cases against me possibly. So I was just trying to, you know, get on the right side of things. As an adult, it's a lot different than when you're a kid and you're causing havoc, you know?
Yeah, no, totally. That's a really cool background, though. I had no idea. I don't think anybody really did. I mean,
no, I don't really talk about that.
Yeah, let's go.
It'll be at the end of this interview, so no one will even stick around that long. It's okay.
I feel you, though. Apex did that to me too, man. Like, I was so lost. What happened was I was playing Overwatch, and my channel really blew up with Overwatch. Mm-hmm. And then I quit my job. I was an electrician for 8 years, and my channel was doing exceptionally well. And it got to the point where I was like, I could sustain myself doing this. Like, I'm almost at that point doing it part-time. I could just jump right in, 2 feet in, all the way. And then I did. And I completely lost interest in Overwatch. Like,
really?
A month after I did that, it's just like a light switch, bro. I'm just done.
So once it really became a job, you lost interest?
Everything. I lost everything. I moved to Call of Duty, and I went from averaging like 50,000 views a video to sustain myself to maybe 3,000, maybe. And it was super demotivating, because when that happens, it's the internet, man. People are going to roast you. They're like, oh, you quit Overwatch to now you're getting nothing.
Yeah, it's hard.
All away, blah 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 blah. Like, man, it hurt. Like, I got really thick skin. Like, people could say anything to me. Like, it doesn't matter. I don't really care. I just brush it off. It's no big deal. But those comments every single day, bro. Oh my god, I was so mad. My mental was in such a bad state.
Yeah.
And then one of my Call of Duty videos blew up. My most viewed video today. It's got to be close to 4 million views now.
Wow.
Call of Duty just blew up one day. And it was the same thing though with that. Like, I didn't really want to play it. It wasn't like I wasn't motivated to make videos, I guess. That's how I would say. Then Apex came out, man. And day one, I'm like, this is it. This is literally it. I'm making videos all day long with it. Just love it. And I mean, I still feel that way today. I still feel that way today. Like, the fact that I'm not uploading every day bothers me so much.
Yeah.
But there's no content for me to make. And it just, like, it hurts me, you know? Like, I'm so motivated to keep moving forward, but there's nothing to move forward with.
Yeah.
It's hard, man. It's hard. We're in a bad state right now. I'm counting down the days till season 6.
So am I. Even just till we start to get teased about it, because then you start to see the views go up. You start to see people interested again. But the fear is that they keep doing this, and every time they do this, they lose a percentage of the player base. You know, someone leaves and they go to a different game because they're like, okay, well, Apex takes forever to update. I'm going to go to a different game. And then they don't come back. And then it just, slowly, you can't keep doing this.
Exactly. I agree. And I mean, the numbers show. Like, I can't, it sucks to say this because the numbers are still really good, but like, I'm only averaging like 130 to like 160,000 views a video, which is, it's good. That's a lot, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot. But that is down like 100,000 from a month ago, where every single video was doing over 200,000.
Right.
Plus, some would do even more. Some were doing like 300, 400. You know, like, we're in a we're in a downward spiral right now, and we need a kick up. But I think it's coming. I think, the devs know that. The devs have the numbers. They have the statistics. They know what's going on. And I think what they're trying to do, I don't want to say this, but I do want to say it. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to get ahead of the curve a little bit so they can start dishing out more while safely having more in the back burner. You know what I mean? Because you always want to have a nest egg behind you. That's why I saw one of the tweets. I'm pretty sure you must have saw it. Josh Medina said something like, or maybe it was Jason McCord. I can't remember. They said they were working on season 11 and 12.
Yeah.
Like, you're working on season 11 and 12 right now? That's like a year and 3-4 months from now. Why are you working on season 11 and 12? You should be working on season 6, in my opinion.
Yeah, but it's kind of strange.
They're trying to build it up, and then I bet you what's going to happen. It's going to be a steady wave of content. At least
that's what I'm hoping for also. I don't know, though. I mean, I guess we'll see with time.
Yeah.
All right, Chad, I think that we've exhausted everything that we can. I think Chad's pretty out of the questions at the moment. Anything that we can actually answer.
I think we killed it.
I think we killed it too, man. We covered a lot of things, man. And we talked about ourselves. We talked about our lives in the future. Where we're going, everything.
Exclusive? The iLootGames exclusive?
The ILG exclusive?
That was good.
Oh, okay, I hear it. Being a controller player, or I shouldn't say that, console player is the real difference here. Do you guys have an issue with cheaters, do you think, or no?
No.
Like strike packs?
Nah. Most people that use strike packs, they don't even know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
Listen, I get that a lot. People will be like, you're strike pack, or I got killed by a strike pack, yada, yada, yada. Man, people do not know what a strike pack is, first of all. Second of all, they don't know, like, so many people use strike packs. So many. But none of them know how to use the mods to a strike pack.
Yeah.
When you run into somebody that has mods on a strike pack, you know that he's using a strike pack.
Yeah.
Instantly. Me using a scuff controller, like this, when people hear when people hear a strike pack is just paddles. But you can put mods on them that will affect your aim assist, your recoil control, your if you have a 301 and you put it in single fire, you can shoot it faster than full auto.
Yeah.
It's crazy some of the things you could do. But I could count on one hand how many times I've ran into an actual strike pack mod abuser since the game came out. I can count on one hand.
Yeah.
It never happens. But so many people use strike packs without the mods just because of the paddles. Because, I use a scuff controller for the paddles.
For the paddles, yeah.
Yeah. Some people, because scuffs are expensive. They are. They're expensive. And some people can't afford it. So instead of buying the scuff.
Not when they use the code.
Hey, come on. Janks.
What? There you go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hold up on that. I won Scuff Madness. That means I get my own design coming out very shortly.
Oh man, don't use the code then. Wait for the design.
And then use the code.
Use the code. Exactly.
Double dip. Well, there's actually one. There's one thing that happens on console that is very annoying. I haven't ran into it very often because I haven't been playing ranked this season, but I don't know how they do it. I don't know exactly what happens, but somebody in the lobby, the game will start and the lobby will just freeze.
Yeah.
Most people will get kicked out, except for the person that's freezing the lobby. And he'll run around and just kill whoever's alive, and then win the game.
Yeah,
but it's a thing.
That definitely sounds like they're DOSing the server, and
it's bad when that happens.
That is hilarious. I have seen videos of that. But so on PC, people make it seem like there's a ton of cheaters on PC. And I've seen that argument where consoles are like, we don't want to play with PC because there's a ton of cheaters. But I think that at the same time, you could go, well, we don't want to play with console because the strike pack. It's not that big of an actual thing. It's something that, obviously when the problem is that the PC player base is so small that when you have these top guys streaming and playing 6 to 8 hours in a Predator lobby with the same damn people because there's not enough players, when there's one cheater, it's going to affect everyone.
Yeah, no, totally true. You want to know one thing, actually? I know we keep rambling on. We're going to amble it. Hold on. The one thing that I see with console players all the time is they don't want cross-platform because they don't want to play against mouse and keyboard players because they think they're going to get shit on.
Yeah. I agree with
just because somebody has a mouse and keyboard, the casual console player thinks they're automatically going to lose.
Yeah.
It was like the same problem with Overwatch. In Overwatch, there was a big Zim problem. Do you know what a Zim 4 is?
Yes, I do.
On Overwatch, a huge problem with Zims. Like at the highest ranked, it was like bad. But you would see a Diamond player playing ranked and be like, oh, he's got a Zim. It's like, yeah, but you're both in Diamond. Doesn't matter if he has a Zim or not. You're both in the same rank. You're Diamond with a controller. He's Diamond with a mouse. Doesn't matter if he's using a Zim. Who cares? It doesn't make a difference. And same thing with this. It's like controller. I mean, the casual console player will destroy the casual PC player. It's you have aim assist, 70 FOV, bro. Put him in a corner.
I agree. Yeah.
Burgers will fry him. They kill me.
Yeah.
They kill me.
I agree with that. I would say the highest level PC player, it's just like, I don't know who said it, but I think that the skill gap for PC is more extreme than it is for console.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. And at the highest level, at the absolute highest level, a mouse and keyboard player will always be better than the best controller player.
Yeah.
If you take the best mouse and keyboard player versus the best controller, and that's with every game, the skill ceiling with a mouse is higher.
Is that true even with Fortnite?
Okay, there may be some exceptions, but that's because Fortnite's aim assist is like broken.
Yeah, honestly, I had no idea because I don't watch anything with Fortnite. So all I've heard is that Fortnite's aim assist is broken.
Yeah, there's no other game. Dude, you know how you play with a controller and you have aim assist when you ADS on somebody? You got to be... it pulls to them. On Fortnite, if you click L2 to ADS, it pulls. It's like a what do they call it? So it's not an aimbot. Well, it is an aimbot, but it's like a soft lock. It's a soft lock. That's what it is. You tap L2 and it'll lock to the target. It'll
so it starts moving towards them.
Yeah, so like you could just spam L2. You L2 R2 L2 R2. So you would ADS shoot on ADS. ADS shoot on ADS. Broken. Yeah. No. You can't. You compare Fortnite ADS or Fortnite aim assist to any other game, that's just not fair.
Yeah.
There's no game that has aim assist like that. It's like playing Grand Theft Auto. You ever play Grand Theft Auto?
No, not really. Haven't really gotten into
it. It's weird.
Yeah, it's definitely weird.
But yeah, I mean.
All right, guys. I think that I think that we covered just about everything. I appreciate all the questions. Jankz, I appreciate your time, man. You spent a lot of time here with us, and I really appreciate that.
Man, I had fun. You're easy to talk to.
All right, hey, thank you, man. So are you. You're very friendly. I appreciate it. And then chat, this is actually our first time talking, like voice chat, anything right here. So you guys saw everything first.
Organic, right, chat?
Yeah. All right, man. I appreciate your time, chat. I thank you all for hanging out. I'm going to hop off. If you, before this video starts, Jankz, just so you know, I will be telling everyone to check out your social media in the description, all that good stuff. But chat, make sure you watch the video. It'll be out in the morning. If you want to go follow him, Jankz, you can go ahead and tell chat everything about yourself right now.
BackOffMyJankz everywhere.
There you go. Simple. I like it when it's simple like that. I appreciate that. That's quality.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. You have a great night, and chat, we will see you next time.